One of the most common questions about recovering from the pain of infidelity is, what does the timeline look like? And this can be asked in one of two senses. Sometimes people just want to know, how long is this going to take, which I might make a separate video about. But oftentimes people want to know, okay, what are the actual stages, kind of like the stages of grief that I'm going to go through? And obviously, it's going to vary from person to person, but I want to just kind of map out what it could look like for you to hopefully, help it make a little bit more sense. So, the first thing is that it's going to be shock. There's going to be this immediate emotional impact that feels like turmoil, and there's just a need for immediate support. And most of the time, the best place to turn to for that immediate support is just close friends and family. Yes, a professional can definitely help at this stage too, but what you mainly need at this point is just real, tangible love from people who truly, deeply love you. Because yes, your therapist, your coach, your hypnotist, whatever, might care about you, but they don't love you the way a friend or family loves you. And that's what you need when something very hateful has been done to you. After that, you know, there's some navigating of emotions that needs to take place, of really recognizing what it is that you're feeling, because you're likely going to be denying probably a good 50% of what it is that you're feeling because you want to try to get some type of closure and a sense of direction. But early on, just accepting the entire flood of emotions that comes and journaling about, talking through all of them can be helpful. And that's where starting to talk to a professional can be very, very helpful. And then also, you need early coping strategies. And I say early because these are things that just get you through the day. Like, you might discover on a Tuesday night that you've been cheated on, and you have to go to work the next day, Wednesday morning. And so you need to get some strategies that you can use right away to kind of get yourself into a sort of everyday normal life state while you process things in your downtime. I wish we lived in a world where you could have the space when things like this happen to still be paid and be able to just take time away to process it all. But 99% of people don't have that privilege. And so you need to learn some early coping strategies. Things like breathing techniques to calm your nervous system down, or simple mental reframes, or remembering positive memories completely unrelated to the person who cheated on you. After that, again, this is where more professional support can happen, can be helpful, but it's deciding what you want to happen, deciding what path you're going to take. You might be surprised that this is at this stage and not a little bit earlier, because a lot of people want to make a decision right away. Okay, am I leaving? Am I staying? Am I going to physically harm this person who cheated on me? Don't recommend that. But this is kind of the stage for deciding, okay, I've worked through some emotions, I have some coping strategies so that I'm not acting purely out of the pain, but what do I do now? And then after that, it's really mainly focused on moving forward, regardless of what you choose. So a big part of that is rebuilding trust, regardless of whether it's with the same person or with a new person. Sometimes a new partner can actually be harder to trust, which is very unfortunate for them and for you. But it's kind of the next stage of your growth from there. Is just learning how to trust someone again. And I've said this before, but having it be a trust built on courage and your own ability to be resilient, and not based on the other person and like this naive Disney feeling of love and trust. And then after that, it's really about just continuing to grow as a person, where you're no longer focused on and basing your life around and framing everything in terms of the affair, but you're focused on new, bigger, better goals. So that's kind of what the timeline looks like. There's an initial stage of shock and then navigating all the emotions. Then there's some coping strategies to get you through the day. There's the decision making process. Rebuilding trust is huge after that. And then just some level of acceptance, moving forward, having bigger and better goals. That's what the timeline of recovery should look like. So hopefully that helps you. Let me know if you have any questions.